All right guys, so today we're gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna take you with me as I plan for the month of August, so stay tuned. Hey guys, my name is Nikki and I want to welcome you here to Carry Grace. All right, so today we are going to be planning for the month of August. Now this is something new that I'm going to be trying out. I know that some of us that have kids, we are gearing up for a new school year, and I decided that this might really help me to kind of get my ducks back in a row. And so I just want to kind of take you guys along with me on this process. So what I'm going to start doing is sometime the first part of the month, I want to take you guys with me and do kind of a plan with me. Now what I'll be planning is I'll be doing my monthly meal plan. I'm going to be laying out my zones for the month for the Fly Lady system. I do the Fly Lady system and I go through zones 1 through 5 and then start over again with 1. I don't skip zones. I don't do half abbreviated zones. And so sometimes my zones fall a little bit different than they do on the Fly Ladies website. So I'm gonna map that out for myself. And then I'm gonna be sharing a few other things, but I'm gonna share with you how I set all of this up in my Plum paper planner. Now you can use whatever planner you have, whatever works for you. This is not me trying to tell you that you need this planner, but I thought it might be helpful to some of you to see how I kind of set myself up and get things prepped for the month. Okay, so the first thing I do is right here in my Plum paper planner, I have this blank page, and this is where I put my meal plan. I just number the lines like 1 through 30 or 1 through 31, depending on how many days there are in the month. And then I start filling in meal ideas. I like to meal plan for 1 month at a time. I used to shy away from this because I felt like if I sat down and planned 30 meals all at one time, that I was going to be really limiting myself. Like, what if I changed my mind? What if something else was on sale? All the what ifs. And I decided to put all of that to rest, and I still do this anyway. The reason I do it is because some weeks are super busy and it makes it harder to plan for the week and get my grocery order in. So if I've already got it mapped out on a week where I just don't really have time to think about what we're gonna eat, it's easy for me to just open this up. I can see the meals that have been planned, make my grocery list, put them in the computer, get my groceries ordered, and I don't have to think about it. Now, something that I do also do is I give myself a little bit of grace. Now, some months or some weeks, there are times where my husband is like, hey, I decided I want to smoke XYZ on the smoker this weekend, or hey, I found this recipe that looks really good, I want to do this on the grill this weekend. So what I do is I will buy all of those things, and then I just won't cook whatever it is I had planned, but then I've already got things planned for the middle of the week, and it really just simplifies things. So it's okay to have a plan, but then not hold yourself to it strictly if you don't want to. All right, so let's plan out these meals. The first thing I like to do is I look at my calendar and see if there's anything that I need to take notice of. Now, I've already kind of got this written in here, but there's one weekend that we're gonna be with friends for a wedding. So on Friday night, I know that we're gonna be going out with friends, and then on Saturday, we will actually be at the wedding. And then I haven't written this one in yet, but that Sunday, that's actually the Sunday before we start school. And because we will have had a busy weekend, I know that I'm gonna go ahead and just plan pizza for that night because it will keep things easy for me. So the next thing I like to do is I like to think about all the things that I kind of already have pre-planned. Like Wednesday night is now our leftover night. Because Wednesday is a busy night, we don't all get to eat at the same time, so leftovers works really well for Wednesday nights. Tuesday nights, we usually have some form of Mexican, so I go ahead and fill those in. Friday night is always pizza or takeout, and then I'm left with not as many blanks, and then I just start filling those in. Now, if you would like to see my meal plan for August, check my Instagram page, and I will have a snapshot of that so that you can see those meals up close, so that maybe it will give you some ideas. Any of these that I have an actual recipe for, I do have them pinned on my Pinterest board, just titled recipes, and so you can scroll through there and you may find them. Most of the things though that I cook, I don't really have a recipe for. I just cook what's easy because that's what's easy for me. Okay, so the next thing that I like to do is I like to look at my month. Now, as you can see, I already have things written here in my monthly spread. I am not the kind of person that writes things on sticky notes or like a separate list so that I can decorate my planner. My planner is very, very functional. Now, on occasion, I do use some stickers when I have extra time, but it's not something that I have to do. I don't always do it. Like I said, I am super functional when it comes to planning. So anytime that an appointment is made or something that I know that we're gonna have going on, I always write it right away in my monthly spread. And the reason I do this is because I just like to see everything at a glance. It makes it a lot easier for me to make plans and decide, you know, yes, we can do something, no, we can't do something, see if there's things that I need to shuffle around. I also use my sidebar for a lot of things. Now, I'll show you kind of an example of how I used it in July. I use this for things that I need to do at some point during the month, but not necessarily on a specific day. So things like setting up appointments or things like that. Sometimes I also use that sidebar if I've got something that's due. I will write kind of the details right there instead of cluttering up the actual calendar box. So as you can see right now, I don't really have a lot going on yet for August, but I do like to glance at it and kind of look at it as I'm setting myself up for the month. I also take notice of dates, like I already mentioned, when I am meal planning and things like that. All right, so the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm going to work on setting up my weeks for the month. All right, so I do use a Plum paper planner. Now, I don't remember the name of this layout, but it is the one that has like one page in a horizontal spread for your days of the week. And then on the left side of the page, I have 2 lists. Now, the way I use these lists kind of varies from time to time, but right now I am working towards using these in a specific way so I can kind of train my brain a little bit. All right, so the way I am setting up my to list now is I use the one on the left for my to-dos for the week, and then the one on the right as my grocery list. So as things pop up during the week and we start running out of things, I put that on that list. And then I will use that list, of course, to make my grocery order. Now, the running to-do list, it's really just a brain dump of to-dos that I need to do for the week. These are things that don't necessarily have to be done on a specific day. If they do need to be done on a specific day, I can make a note of that on the right side, you know, next to the day, or sometimes I will just like highlight it and then put like the initial of the day of the week that it needs to be done or something like that. But it's really just a brain dump. Now, the top box, I have started using this to set myself up for my Fly Lady routines. So right there on the left, I just write weekly home blessing, and then I list out the things that I want to do for my weekly home blessing with a little checkbox. And then as I complete those, I check them off. Now, the goal is for me is to always do these on Monday. Sometimes I will spread them out during the week, so I don't assign a day to them. So I just check them off when they're done, and that's good enough for me. Then on the other side of the box, I list a couple of other things. Now, laundry is a habit that I have, but it's one of those that I feel like I need to remind myself, hey, get that laundry finished. So right now, because I'm working on that, I do keep a checkbox at the top, like I just list laundry, and then I put 7 little boxes so that I can check that off every day. And that helps me stay focused on making sure I get my laundry done. Then I also like to list out the zone that I am working in for the week. So as you can see right here, for week 1 in August, I'm actually going to be in zone 1, which is my entryway. So I went ahead and wrote that down, and then I put 4 little boxes so that I can check them off. And those boxes for me just represent 4 different things, or it could be 15 minutes. So maybe one day I do one thing, I'm going to check it off. Maybe one day I work for 15 minutes, I check that off. Maybe one day I decide that I'm going to do all 4 things, or an hour's worth of work in one day, and then I will check all 4 boxes. But that's just kind of how I keep up with this. The other thing that I'm going to start working on this month is getting myself a checklist, or working on a checklist for my zone cleaning tasks. Now, I mentioned when I first started doing this in this house that I wasn't gonna do that initially. I kind of wanted to get in a groove, kind of get in a flow before I started giving myself detailed checklist. And I feel like I'm kind of at a place where I'm ready to start writing things down. I don't know that these lists at the end of the month will be totally comprehensive. I'm sure there will be things that I continue to add to, but then it will at least kind of give me a starting point. All right, so, and then on the right side of the page where the days are listed, I already set this one up so that you guys can kind of see it, but that is where I put timed appointments or things that are very specific for the day. I don't put tasks and things like that. These are really just appointments so that it's easy for me to glance down and see if I need to be somewhere at a certain time. And then they're at the top, like this particular week, my son is out of town for something, so I kind of have that at the top of the page just to kind of help remind me. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up the rest of these pages for the rest of this month. That way, as the new weeks roll around, my pages are ready.
I don't think we got enough time to sort out all the fights, to sort out all the lies. Oh baby, yeah. There was a part of me that knew that, and still I'm caught by surprise. I thought you'd always be mine.
All right, so the next thing that I'm gonna do here in my planner is I'm going to set up a notes page for my zone cleaning this month. All right, so the way that I'm gonna start kind of coming up with my list for my zones is I have a blank notes page at the back of my month, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this page up for my zones this month. So you can see I'm labeling my page with zones 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, and zone 5. I'm labeling the zones, and then what I'm gonna do is, because I do want to come up with a detailed cleaning list, I'm gonna write down the things that I did accomplish this month during that zone. So all the specific tasks that I got done, I'm gonna write those down, and then I may make notes on the side, like things that I want to add, but this is kind of how I am going to start my detailed cleaning list. All right guys, so that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me as I plan for the month of August. Planning is something that I definitely like to keep simple, but I also like to kind of have everything all together. I like to write things down. It really helps me stay on track. So let me know in the comments below, what are some things that you like to set up for yourself and plan at the beginning of each month so that you feel prepared for the rest of the month. All right guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I do want to let you know the next couple of videos that I have are going to be planner related. I've got a planner review video coming soon. I can't remember what the other video is, but I've got another video, and then I'm going to get back to doing zone cleaning videos again. So I still owe you a video for zone 4 and zone 5, so those are going to be coming, but because of starting school, I've kind of had to shift some things around. But I do want you guys to know that those videos are coming, so stay tuned. Make sure that you're subscribed and have that bell notifications checked so that you know every time I post a video. All right guys, thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you guys soon.
Fell asleep, there's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, 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 down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat, yeah, we keep moving like the river goes. Baby going down, 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 down.